Well, happening now, the FAA is investigating how two planes collided on the LaGuardia Airport tarmac. The wing of one Delta regional plane slammed into the cockpit of another. You can see right here cracks on the nose of the jet. One person was taken to the hospital after this incident. And here's how one passenger described what happened.
We were taking a right off of the main runway, and all of a sudden you feel the brakes go on, and you see this object come across the left side of the plane, and you feel the front of the plane just kind of get dragged to the right, and you can physically feel like in your seat, you moving to the right.
How frightening that must have been. In a statement, Delta called it a, quote, low-speed collision and says it will work with all relevant authorities during the investigation. Joining us now is Nick Daniels, the president of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association. Nick, thanks for being here with us. I first want to ask you about this low-speed collision at LaGuardia Airport. It's now under investigation, but we've seen a number of these close calls involving passenger aircraft recently. Is this a reminder of just how incredibly complex and unforgiving it is to protect the flying public?
Absolutely. It's always a reminder of the high consequence job that air traffic controllers do day in and day out, and why any unnecessary distraction can't be introduced into the equation of aviation. For the specifics on this, we were party to the investigation, so I can't speak to the specifics of it. But like you said, it's a daily reminder of ensuring that the air traffic controllers of this system have the proper tools, equipment, and resources to do their job that the American people deserve.
Well, air traffic controllers have already been dealing with critical staffing shortages, also outdated equipment. How does this situation that they're in right now, working without pay, impact one of the most stressful jobs I can imagine?
I mean, today introduces an unnecessary distraction with the government shutdown. Air traffic controllers are American workers like everyone else. They're going to go to work today. They show up to do the best job that they possibly can, ensure the safety of the flying public, but they're also thinking about, I have, medical bills I need to pay, student loans I need to pay off, and not knowing in how long this will go. October 14th, they'll receive their first partial paycheck. October 28th, if it's to go to there, they receive no pay at all. And someone will say, but they'll receive pay eventually. Well, receiving pay eventually, but not being able to plan and having that burden, that stress on you, absolutely does not put an air traffic controller in a position to go in and do the amazing work that they are expected to do every single day.
What kind of burden and stress are they feeling right now? Help us better understand that.
When you focus, you're always told as an air traffic controller, leave your emotions, at the gate as you're going into the building. We're dealing with, child issues. Somebody is going through a divorce or whatever that may be. But you put all that to the side and you go in and you ensure the safety of the flying public. The high consequences of our job deserve and demand that. But you also can't take away from the fact that an air traffic controller is sitting there trying to figure out how to explain to their significant other or to their children that they don't know again when they can start a planning, when they can play, and that lingers in the background for you. And just every single time that we see any of these issues in an already stressed and fragile system, it just aids to a level of complexity that we don't need.
On your critical staffing, are new hirings and training of air traffic controllers still continuing under this shutdown, or is that all on hold?
Well, commend Secretary Duffy and Administrator Bedford. They have, for the first time in the history of our shutdowns, they've kept the Oklahoma City Academy going. Hiring has stopped, but those who are there continue on, and they progress the facilities. But 2,350 people that support the training of air traffic controllers, that support the training at the field facilities, doing the simulations or the classroom, they're furloughed, and now parts of our training can't continue. So while aspects of it are carrying on and going, there are many of it that are going to be going to hold us back. And with that, that's exactly how we got in this problem in the first place, is having stop and go funding, government shutdowns. They continue to be the problem of why we're talking about short staffing and unreliable equipment.
Tell us more about that, the short staffing, the unreliable equipment, and how that is factoring in potentially into these close calls that I feel like just keep happening. I mean, and as you well know, at DCA, not far from where we are now, there was the mid-air collision between a plane and a helicopter. Of course, that was a little bit more of a complex issue with the military helicopter, but I think people are scared right now.
Well, they shouldn't be scared in the fact of knowing that 10,800 certified professional controllers go to work every day with their safety in mind. and realizing that this is why we've been advocating for a decade about these very issues. We should have 14,633 running this system today. We should have equipment that is modernized and it wasn't, invented in the 80s and cannot be modernized beyond the point of where it is now. And that's why we've been advocating for it. It's why we support the plans of a $12.5 billion investment in it. But as you slow it down, this problem, this timeline continues on. The American public looks at it and says, we know it's a real problem, do something about it, and the government shutdown just adds to, again, the timeline, to it being handled in a quick-like manner, and ultimately, it's not the support of the air traffic controllers that they're looking for in order to get out of this crisis.
Nick Daniels, thank you very much.